Thank you for listening to the 39th Street Church of Christ Daily Devotional. The devotional today is What Do You Do for Fun? By Jack Williams. The young man spoke to the young lady, and he'd been trying to get her to go on a date. He asked her to go dancing. She said, "I don't dance." Next day, he asked her, said, "Why don't we go out for a drink?" She said, "I don't drink." Next day, he thought he'd get on her good side, and he started to tell her off-color jokes. He said, I don't listen to things like that. Well, all and on it went as he tried everything in the world, actually in the world, worldly, to try and get with this woman. Finally, he asked her, he said, "What exactly do you do for fun?" She looked at him and said, "Well, what I do for fun is I wake up in the morning and I thank God for the life I've had, the day I've had, and that I don't have to repent of the things that I did the night before." I don't remember where I read that story, but the truth is, every one of us, we go through life, we make choices, and we need to realize that the devil's after us. Same way as that young man was after that young lady. 1 John 2 and verse 15 and following, the lust of flesh, the lust of the eyes, the pride of life. These things are of the world, they're not of God, and so we're not to love those things. Well, in this world, that's what some of your so-called friends will try and entice you with. They'll try and pull you aside with the things that the world calls fun. But instead, we need to hold fast. We need to determine, as John spoke of in 1 John 1 and verse 5, that God is light and in him is no darkness, and we determine to walk in the light as he is in the light. We need to be like the Apostle Paul, 2 Timothy 1 and verse 12. We have that strong faith in God. We know who we believe, and we're persuaded he's able to keep that which I've committed unto him against that day. The Apostle Paul was not ashamed. He didn't shrink back from the life that he lived because he knew who God was. He knew there was a day coming in which he would give answer for the things that he had done in this life. And he knew that he could have the confidence to live godly and righteously. And you know what else? He was such an example. Matthew, the 5th chapter, and verse 16, the Lord tells us to let our light shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify our Father which is in heaven. Well, the Apostle Paul did that, so much so that maybe when others enticed him to do things that are wrong, he said, "Don't do that." But then 1 Corinthians 11 and verse 1, he might have looked at him and said, "Why don't you come with me? Follow me as I follow Christ." That's the good life. It's a life you can wake up the next morning without regret and with joy for the day you lived, the day before you. I hope that's what we do. Thank you for listening. You have a good day.
Thank you for taking the time to watch this short devotional. We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you'll be notified of other devotionals that will be forthcoming. Also, we encourage you to join us online live as we stream our services at each service time. More information can be found on our website at the link below. Thank you.